Hello and good weekend to you. This is Doc Severson for the ReadySetCrypto OMNIA trade of the day for Sunday, the 16th of May. In today's report, we're going to focus a little bit on the difference in trend between what we're seeing with Bitcoin versus the US dollar and Ethereum. Right now, looking at Bitcoin, again, this looks really toppy, which is not necessarily destructive in the manner that it's happening, because as I've talked about, this is a very wide-ranging consolidation pattern. And it's very mild in the character that it's transitioning from range expansion to range contraction. If this was destructive range contraction, if this was destructive corrective pattern, you would see much more violent price destruction going on. So this to me is just the coin biding its time, digesting prior gains and setting up for perhaps a next big move, but we don't know when that is. So we just have to bide our time and watch what the price does and watch what the volume does to confirm what the price is doing. Now, from a price perspective, technically we have transitioned into a downtrend on BTC because we've now made a lower high and a lower low along the way. So you can see this change in polarity to the downside. But again, I want to illustrate that it's very, very mild. Where I believe the important level of support that lays is going to be right around here, 42 to 43,000. That's the swing test. And oh, by the way, it's going to come in right around the time that the 200-day moving average is touching that level. Now, what I'm seeing also on the price is, even though today we have, green across the board on the crypto sphere today, this is a little bit of a bear flag pattern. So this is a consolidation from a move down, and it typically forms a halfway house in the middle of the ultimate move. So if we just expand this to the downside, we end up down there at that level of confluence, which is the 200-day moving average, as well as maybe 42,000. So I still have, and I don't know how long ago I set up this trade, but I'm still looking for a fill around 45,000 for BTC. It's just a good till cancel limit order that I'm waiting for down there. So that's the technical. Now let's look at the statistical point of view. We have to move out to the June options to give ourselves some space here. And what I'm finding is that we have an expected move of about 11,600 into 25 June. And this gives us expected move points of 60,600 to the upside, 37,400 to the downside. And then if we just stretch this out, this shows us our probability curve going forward for BTC versus the US dollar into the 25th of June. So there's a 68.2% probability the price will be somewhere within this area by the 25th of June. Now, the other thing that we have here is that we have this series of lower highs setting up here. So this becomes easier for us to judge the breakout. If and when the breakout does occur, we will have something to be able to judge that breakout by, because we'll see some big volume. We're going to have to see some big volume to break through that trend line and then set us up for the next wave. Now let's switch over to Ethereum, and I think you would recognize that this is a much stronger chart right now. So Ethereum is in the process right now of consolidating after a super strong move that we had in the month of April. Consolidation, this is a bull flag. And again, bull flags typically show up about a halfway point in an eventual move. Now, I did the same thing with the Deribit options and got the at-the-money strangle price, which showed us an approximation for an expected move into the end of June, the 25th of June. And so that's an 1,170-point expected move going forward, which gives us the upper target of 49.53 on Ethereum versus the US dollar and 26.13 for the lower side. And so that is our 68.2% probability envelope into the 25th of June for Ethereum. Now, this doesn't match up with any technical indicators or moving averages or anything like that. This is pure statistics based on option demand looking forward. Now, across the board on Sunday morning, we're seeing a lot of coins that are really strong today. Look at Cardano. Now, in Wednesday night's session that we did live, I talked about Cardano being in a high and tight consolidation and how I love that look for this. Again, when I make a judgment on something like this, it's not with whether or not I like Cardano or whether Cardano's a scam or whatever it is like that. It doesn't matter to me. All I'm seeing is an asset which is represented on a price chart through supply and demand of that coin versus the basis currency. And right now, this thing is exploding higher from here. And on pretty good volume as well, too. So this is a great pattern to look for, is this high and tight consolidation like that. Dogecoin is still somehow surviving the memes and continues to set up at least a higher low for now. Now, it does have a lower high. And so if it does break through 35 cents, then this one is probably gone. Bunch of other coins today in the top 20 are fairly strong. I'm just going to look at the stronger ones of those. And this is Solana. This is a great pattern. What a beautiful pattern. Consolidation, high and tight flag. This has got plenty of energy to break out to the next level. We can see this on the daily chart. We've also got the RSI Laguerre hook to the upside. So this one looks like a valid break right now. And I would expect this to go for quite a ways past the $50 level if the volume is there. Here's good old Stellar Lumens breaking out from this cup with handle pattern above 70 cents, doing nicely for that. Even Tron is moving today positively. Just about everything is positive. And let's see if there's anything that we can spot that is doing well. A lot of these have the same kind of look to them. It's still in a big triangle consolidation pattern. Like, now this is not doing as well. This is NEM. And NEM had its day. It's had its 15 minutes of fame back here in the late winter time, but has not done as well lately. You can see a lot of other coins, such as Algorand, is in this great big triangle consolidation. So this eventually should break to the upside on big volume when this occurs, and it will have a tremendous amount of potential energy when it does so. So we've seen MakerDAO is in a beautiful flag pattern at this point. Look for a breakout of the descending pattern from there. IoT is also doing well today. Again, building out a big triangle. We're seeing this just about everywhere. So we've seen a lot of patterns that are very similar today. The stronger ones have got a high and tight bull flag ready to break. We've seen a lot of patterns that are sort of a big dip down here, sort of a cup with handle that break to the upside. And we've seen, frankly, a lot of these that are in big triangle consolidation patterns. So these ones, I wouldn't chase after them until you see the break on good volume above the upper trend line. You can save yourself a lot of heartache by not trying to take every single break inside of here, because unless you have the patience on these, or if you're just trading spot, maybe it doesn't matter. These are probably going to consolidate for some time yet, like this one here, before it finally does break higher. All right, folks, that is it for today's report for the weekend. Hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday.